Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy, Jay Coven. I'm back with another video, man. On this video, we're going to be reacting to Chillin' Scares 5 Disturbing Crimes Caught on Google Street View. Haven't done a little scary little video in a long time. That was probably like my third, fourth video that I made on the channel. But we back on with the little scary videos. Let me know down in the comment section if y'all do want me to react to more scary videos like this. But anyways, how have y'all been, man? Yes, I know it's been a little minute, little week, you know what I'm saying? But we back on. Please sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification, get the latest updates on post a vlog, reaction, or more videos. All of those videos will be coming out real soon. Y'all go ahead and follow me on IG and TikTok at ryn.j_. Subscribe to the podcast channel at The Truth Comes to Light Podcast. And yeah, who doesn't like some crimes? What's it called? A whole lot of things just be happening in the world. So we finna go ahead and see what is finna be captured on Street View camera. I didn't even know you could even do that. I was just thinking fucking Ring and all of that shit. But yeah, I'm not gonna hold y'all no longer. And we finna go ahead and get straight into this video. Got a couple videos I gotta react to, so let's go ahead and react to this video, see what they is talking about. Let's go.
In October 2024, a Google Street View car captured what looked like the aftermath of a horrific crime in the small Spanish town of Tahueco. It captured a man loading a large white bag into the trunk of his car. Now, this easily could have had an innocent explanation. However, many noted that the bag's shape looked a lot like a human body. And unfortunately, that is exactly what it turned out to be. The bag contained the remains of a 32-year-old Cuban man named Jorge Luis Perez.
And the nigga looked big as fuck, so it's like, damn, how you even managed to do that shit? That shit is real deal crazy, bro. Like, niggas will do some fucking crazy ass shit. Like, kill somebody, they'll dismember a person, put them in paper bags, and just like, bro, it be some crazy motherfuckers out here, I swear. Like,
he had gone missing in November 2023 after sending a message to his family saying he was leaving Soria, the place he had lived, with a girl he had met, and that he would no longer be using that phone. One of his cousins found this highly suspicious and reported his disappearance to the police. However, despite the investigators' best efforts, they were unable to find any clues that could help them find Jorge. There were no witnesses or any surveillance footage that could point them in the right direction. So the case went cold for months. Or at least until one of the investigators came across the Google Street View images in November 2024. Coincidentally, the Street View car had also captured the same man carrying—
Holy shit, that is clutch. Cause imagine, bro, if they ain't have that Street View, case would have went cold. Me personally, I feel like any, like, let's say for an example, any kidnapping situation that happens, right? I ain't gonna lie, if I don't hear from you from 24 hours, and I mean if you like immediate family, you get what I'm saying? If I don't hear from you from 24 hours, oh, I'm gonna think something up. You know how they be saying, like, I think it's what, 48 hours, if you don't hear anything for 48 hours that they're missing? It's either something like that, or like you have 48 hours from the time like they were missing to like hear from them. And if they not, then they're dead or something like that. But I ain't gonna lie, after 24 hours, if I don't hear from you, because I'm one of them, like I check up regularly just on immediate family and people in general. I'm the type, I ain't gonna lie, I check up. Hey, you good? You straight? You good? You straight? I wish I had that in return, more of that in return, you get what I'm saying? But I digress. Yeah, like 48 hours go by and you don't hear from that person, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'll be thinking the worst. Like I said earlier, these people crazy. They'll throw you in a lake and all of that, like, and won't care. Like, it don't matter where you are. But personally, like, I feel like it's crazy for him because of the simple fact, like, usually men don't, I'm not gonna say men don't get kidnapped, but the rate for like men to women getting kidnapped, it's easier from a woman to get kidnapped because a man will always be stronger than a woman, so a man can always just overpower a woman. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, this is real deal crazy how this situation happened. I really want to know what the true like backstory is on how he even got it in this position. But yeah, if it wasn't for this Google Street View, yeah,
the white plastic bag in a wheelbarrow on the way to his car. These images proved to be the final piece in solving the mystery of Jorge's disappearance. They were able to narrow down the list of potential suspects by tracing the vehicle back to its owner, a 48-year-old Tahueco resident named Manuel Isla Gallardo, who worked at the town hall in the neighboring town.
Damn.
However, Manuel had no prior history of violence or any other illegal activity, making it difficult for the authorities to arrest him without any solid evidence. But after tapping his phone and trailing him for a couple of weeks, the investigators uncovered the connection they were looking for.
Okay.
He was in a relationship with Jorge's partner, and as later investigation would reveal, Manuel and this partner kidnapped and later killed Jorge because of this love triangle. They likely would have gotten away with it as well if not for the Street View images, a discovery that was nothing short of a miracle. You see, the town of Tahueco has fewer than 50 residents, so there were no eyewitnesses to Manuel putting Jorge in his car.
Damn.
Additionally, the Google Street View car just so happened to be driving through Tahueco for the first time in 15 years. Both Manuel and his partner were arrested on November 11th after investigators found more evidence linking them to Jorge's disappearance in their home. Their arrest also led to the discovery of Jorge's remains in a cemetery about 15 minutes from where the Google Street View images were captured, finally bringing closure to his tragic case.
Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, they threw him in a cemetery to kind of like cover up with everybody
In December
else that's
2018,
dead,
the Brisbane Police Department in Australia received a missing person report regarding 46-year-old Priscilla Bruton. She was an American beauty queen who moved to Australia with her daughter back in 2013 to start a new life. Things were going well for Priscilla. However, during the latter half of 2018, she stopped posting on social media and completely cut off communication with her friends and family back in the US.
Damn.
After months of silence, one of her friends contacted the police, sparking an investigation into her disappearance. But she was nowhere to be found. She was last seen at the house of her boyfriend, Mark Waden, who she met during a Zumba class in 2017. However, when questioned, Mark claimed that they had actually broken up back in June 2018. He also suggested that she went missing on purpose to avoid immigration, since she was apparently overstaying her visa by that point. But this wasn't enough to convince the investigators of his innocence, as they also found Priscilla's car just 11 miles from his home.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Some of these situations that be happening, especially like with the ones where like people just all of a sudden just go missing or like want to disappear from social media or disappear from their own family to mess with their boyfriend. Y'all be catching that as like red flags. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I understand that love will make you blind to so much bullshit, and you'll overlook so many red flags while you're in love. Like, that's one thing love will have you do. But at the same token, it's like, it's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. I'm pretty sure he told her to like get off the social media and all of that because of the simple fact, like, the parents probably ain't approve her, bro. She probably got an argument with the parents and all that. She trying to disappear to mess with this dude because she's so in love with this dude. Little does she know this dude is crazy, doing some mind manipulating. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's certain like red flags that where I don't care how deep you're in love with somebody, you cannot overlook the red flags. You just can't. And I feel like all of these signs that he was showing, it was there. It was there in the past, and it just led up to her being missing. It just led up to it. But if she would have caught on to the first red flag, whether he was controlling, obsessive over her, like, it's red flags like that where it's like, okay, if you see that, you gotta run the opposite direction. So I feel like in this situation, like, she been knew. Even though they did say that she, you know, is, she pretty much not, like, like, she had the visa, so she not from the United States, so maybe that, like, on some manipulation shit, like, she couldn't get the visa renewed, or however that goes, you know, but you gotta spot them red flags early. I get that love will have you blinded to so much, But at the same time, like, I'm pretty sure all the red flags was there. And she stayed out of what she thought was love. And the whole time, it was leading up to this.
With no other leads, police began to consider the possibility of a potential homicide. And that's where they made a grim discovery. Priscilla was, without a doubt, dead. Even more shockingly, she was buried in Mark's front yard. Cadaver dogs helped pinpoint her exact burial location near the home's entrance, prompting an excavation to recover her remains on June 8, 2019. However, while the investigators did find some evidence from the dig site, most of the body was completely missing, which didn't seem to make any sense. As it turned out, Mark caught wind of the upcoming excavation in May, hired a construction crew to dig up the area with Priscilla's remains, and transported it to an unknown location with a trailer.
Damn.
What he didn't know, however, was that his crime had been captured on camera long before the investigation ever began.
Damn.
In August 2018, a Google Street View car mapped the Bracken Ridge area around Mark's home, and as it passed in front of his property, it captured what appears to be the very grave he dug for Priscilla, right where she was eventually buried.
Damn.
It even showed the trailer he would later use to hide the evidence. This, combined with testimonies from neighbors who saw him digging in the yard at unusual hours, made it impossible for him to play dumb and get away with his crime. He was finally arrested on the 13th of June and is currently awaiting sentencing while under house arrest.
He's on house arrest? What? That's how?
Sometime in 2018, Google...
How is bro not in jail? He just committed a whole murder. He committed a whole murder. How is he out? What? That is insane.
Updated the street view in the Ecatepec de Morelos municipality in Mexico. Among the many new snapshots were the pictures of this rather unassuming empty lot with bags of trash scattered around the overgrown plants. However, those trash bags concealed a horror beyond what anyone in that neighborhood could have imagined. The truth came to light when the local police investigated a string of disappearances in the area and noticed a few similarities. All of the missing individuals were women, they were all young, and most importantly, they had all received calls and messages from the same woman before their disappearance, 28-year-old Patricia Martinez. She lived in a house just 100 meters away from that empty lot with her 33-year-old husband, Juan Carlos Hernandez, and their 4 children. The two made a living by selling clothes, food, jewelry, anything they could right outside their home. On the surface, they appeared to be a perfectly normal couple, but despite their seemingly ordinary lives, authorities kept an eye on them for weeks, suspecting that there was much more going on behind closed doors. Then, on the 4th of October, investigators saw the two walking outside with a stroller. They suspected the stroller was carrying the 2-month-old daughter of a missing woman who had vanished together with her mother a month prior. Hoping to prevent any harm to the baby, the investigators moved in and apprehended both Patricia and Juan. However, when they inspected the stroller, its contents left them in disbelief. Instead of a live child, it contained the dismembered remains of a woman. The couple was headed to the empty lot near their home to dispose of the evidence of their horrific crime. But this was only the tip of the iceberg. As the cops searched their home, they discovered dozens of dismembered human remains stored in their fridge, wrapped in plastic bags, and some encased in cement. The cement bags in their home also matched the ones that were scattered throughout the empty lot seen on Google Street View. Soon after their arrest, Juan admitted to everything and revealed the true extent of their gruesome crimes.
Oh my God.
According to his statements, the two had killed almost 28 women since 2012, including their neighbor's 13-year-old daughter. They would lure poor, vulnerable women with the promise of cheap or free clothes.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold. They was running a business to lure homeless people because they knew that they ain't have anything, just for them to kill them. And really, to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure they don't feel no remorse, because I guarantee you in their head, they probably thinking like, they don't got none anyway, so it's like, what's the point of them living? Because if that was the case, they would not have killed almost 30 people. If they say 28 people, they probably thinking in their head like they don't even got none to lose in this life. They already poor. That's cold.
And high-paying employment before ending their lives in the most unspeakable ways and discarding their remains in plastic bags or cement. And if that wasn't bad enough, Patricia also admitted to cooking and cannibalizing parts of their victims, as well as feeding them to their dogs.
Feed them to the dogs?
However, the most shocking part of it all was Juan's complete lack of remorse, with him boldly declaring,
I don't pre-watch none of my videos. I don't pre-watch none of my videos. Come on, let's put 2 and 2 together. They not just gonna kill just a homeless person just to kill a homeless person. You got evil people that think that they don't have anything, so it's like, what's the point in them living? I'm telling you, like, that's why they kill so many of them. It don't make no sense, and I guarantee you if they ain't get caught, they would have killed more of them. Since 2012, they killed 28 people using their business. Yeah, that business would have kept on running.
Declaring his hatred of women and vowing to do the same again if he was ever given the chance.
Y prefiero que mis perritos coman carne de estas mujeres a que ellas sigan respirando mi oxígeno. Y mientras yo siga aquí en la tierra, voy a seguir haciendo todo el daño que yo pueda. Y divirtiéndome.
He said it had fun while doing it.
The only silver lining in this entire case is that the baby was unharmed. They had actually sold it to another couple for 15,000 pesos, or about $770. These buyers were later arrested and the baby was rescued safely. As for Juan and Patricia, they were sentenced to nearly 350 years behind bars, where they remain to this day. If you go to this location in Barron, Wisconsin on Google Street View, you will see cop cars and police tape surrounding this residence. On October 16, 2018, this Street View car captured the aftermath of one of the most monstrous crimes in Wisconsin's recent history. It happened a day earlier when the 21-year-old Jake Thomas Patterson knocked on the Kloss residence at around 12:50 a.m. and claimed to be a cop. James Kloss came to the door and demanded to see Jake's badge before opening the door. In a fit of rage, Jake raised the shotgun he'd brought with him and shot James through the door. He then fired another shot to break the lock and enter the house. Meanwhile, Denise Kloss locked herself and her 13-year-old daughter Jamie in the bathroom and made this disturbing 911 call.
County 911, where is your husband? Somebody else is my son. Hello?
Officers rushed to the scene, but unfortunately it was already too late. Not long after the 911 call, Jake shot down the bathroom door as well and opened fire on Denise. By the time the officers arrived, both James and Denise were already dead. However, the more urgent concern was Jamie, who was nowhere to be found. It didn't take long for officers to realize that Jamie had been taken by Jake. In fact, one of the responding officers had unknowingly passed Jake's fleeing car while rushing to the Kloss residence.
Damn.
As later investigation would reveal it.
I know she was hurt. I know she was hurt. I know she was hurt. Cause that was the last time that they probably seen her. You know what I'm saying?
Jake had developed a sick infatuation with Jamie after seeing her get off her school bus.
Is she 13?
And kidnapping her was his primary motive that night. He took her to his cabin about 80 miles away from her home and locked her in one of the rooms. And while the investigators started searching for Jamie almost immediately, they had nothing that could lead them in her direction. The FBI even put out a nationwide missing person report and offered a $25,000 reward for any information that could lead to Jamie's rescue. Unfortunately, none of this led to anything substantial, and the hope of finding her alive kept declining with each passing day.
Only 100 pounds.
But then, on January 10th, 2019, the Wisconsin Police Department received a call they never expected.
Douglas County 911.
Hi, I have a young lady at my house right now, and she says her name is Jamie Kloss.
As it turned out, Jamie escaped Jake's cabin 88 days after her disappearance and asked for help from one of his elderly neighbors.
So how did she come up upon your cabin?
I was walking my dog, and we were almost home, and she was walking towards me, crying, saying, "You gotta help me, you gotta help me."
She pulled off this remarkable escape by carefully studying Jake's routine for weeks, tracking when he left and how long he was gone, waiting patiently until the perfect opportunity revealed itself. After getting in contact with the police, she told them everything she knew about her kidnapper, resulting in Jake getting identified and arrested following a traffic stop. Jake stood trial on May 24, 2019. He pleaded guilty to all charges and was given 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole, plus 40 additional years in prison.
Yeah, that's what he get. He infatuated with a 13-year-old, bro. Bro must not have got nothing back in the day, bro. He had to. There's no way. Cause if you even got some, got some play back then or even now, bro. How the fuck is you infatuated with a minor? I will never understand that. Like, let alone a 13-year-old. Like, what even gets you attracted to a 13-year-old, 14-year-old? Like, I feel like, bro, once you an adult, bro, this shit is dead. Like, how do people still be infatuated with kids? Like, bro, this a kid and you 21 at that. Yeah, bro looked ugly as hell too. Just gotta keep it $150. He had to have not got any. Like, how you infatuated with a girl that gets off the school bus? Think about it like that, y'all. How are you infatuated with a girl that gets off of a yellow school bus? Don't understand that.
In February
What makes that
2011, a
attractive?
Google Street View car captured what looked like an abduction in progress in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It shows a burly man saying something to a woman while she's trying to get away, while a car with an open trunk is parked nearby. The next slide shows the man restraining the woman, while we can also see another man strangely sitting in the car's trunk. And the next slide provides a clear view of the scene, showing the man in the white shirt seemingly trying to force the woman while she bites his hand in what looks like an attempt to break free. However, the final slide is even more unsettling as it shows the parked car driving away with neither the woman nor the man in the white shirt visible anywhere. Unfortunately, despite the alarming circumstances shown in these snapshots, I couldn't find any additional information about the alleged kidnapping. No news articles, missing person reports, or criminal investigation records. It's almost as if the crime never happened, which, given the situation, isn't entirely out of the realm of possibility. There's a good chance that this disturbing scene has a perfectly innocent explanation. Maybe the white shirt man and the woman know each other, and instead of an attempted abduction, he's simply trying to tickle her. This would explain why he has a cheerful, almost smug grin in one of the snapshots, and why she's holding onto her cigarette while trying to free herself from a presumably dangerous situation. But even with all that in mind, the possibility that this was a real crime that just flew under the authorities' radar is also just as possible. The lack of reports and news articles doesn't necessarily mean nothing happened. It could just as easily point to a bigger systemic issue with bribery, corruption, and cover-ups that allow serious crimes to stay hidden in plain sight. Curiously, Google has since removed the most ominous snapshot from Street View for some unknown reason. Unfortunately, it's been over 14 years since these images were captured, and without any new evidence or leads, this case likely will forever remain a mystery.
Alright, that is the end of that video. Like I said earlier, bro, I don't even see how bro is attracted to a minor. And love will make you do crazy things, but love will make you do a lot of things. And then with the other girl, it's like, bro, you gotta peep the red flags early. It don't matter how deep you infatuated with the person. Like, if you see red flags that could potentially like get you killed, oh, you gotta go. You gotta go, because I'm pretty sure these signs been there from the jump. But overall, that I ain't gonna lie, these were some crazy stories. I'm not even gonna lie. Let me know down in the comment section how y'all feel about these stories. And with that in mind, that is the end of this video. If y'all made it here, please sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you get the latest updates on post a vlog, reaction, or more videos. All of those videos will be coming out real soon. Y'all go ahead and follow me on IG and TikTok at ryn.j_. Subscribe to the podcast channel at The Truth Comes Alive Podcast. And with that in mind, I love each and every one of y'all. And y'all have a nice rest of y'all day.